So, y'all want Stratos unbanned. All right. So some people believe Stratos has been locked up. You need to let him out. And if Stratos is unbanned, it's not going to do anything because there are things like Burning Abyss and Clean Forts. And that is a pretty reasonable, even though that's a bit narrow-minded, short-sighted, but it is a valid argument. And there are some people, I'm one of these people that remember the time, no Michael Jackson song, where Stratos was summoned. It would search. It would blow up back row, but it would usually search. And then it would be banished, and it would be summoned again in the graveyard. Then it would be put back in your hand, and it would be summoned again. And then, even if you didn't draw the Stratos, you had Hero Lives and Reinforcing the Army, which was at 1 at the time, but now it's at 3, and then you had 3 Emergency Call and Summoner Monk and things like that if you did that. Other than Monster Reborn. Stratos coming off the list, I still believe would be not smart because the same things that were around or available when Stratos was unbanned are still here. So even though there are other decks that came out, sure, but it doesn't change that much that Stratos is still a problem, and this is why I feel that Stratos is a problem. Because of what the card says. It says when it is normal or special summon. It does not say you can do this once a turn. It does not have restrictions like the Shadow monsters do, like the Burning Abyss do. No, 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 no. It says when it's normal special summon, you search. You take it off the field, you summon it again, you get the search or blow up some back row. You take it off the field and you bring it back, it does it again and again and again and again. There's a reason why Konami has created these cards in recent memory to be fixed versions of Stratos. They would have to really errata this thing. I searched this one time, like how Shadow Mist says. Now, some of you will probably say, but Stratos is limited in the OCG. Yeah, that's what happens when we have different ban lists. There was a time, as if people forget these things, where we had unified ban lists. And people did tend to complain about the unified ban list. But then they separated it. And it was cool for maybe a week. The same thing that caused it to get banned, it hasn't changed. The OCG has limited Bubble Man. They could possibly limit Bubble Man in the TCG. True. If we had the same card pool, if we had all the same available cards, if we got the promos at the same time or the same promos at the same damn time, then perhaps I can understand what people would be like, well, why don't we have Stratos? But there's a reason why the TCG and the OCG are separate. So I'm saying, I do not feel like, unless there are some accommodations for Stratos unbanning, I do not feel like your nigga Stratos is safe to come off the list. You cannot run from the Stratos. Stratos comes back from anywhere. Banished from the hand, the deck. There's just so many ways to get Stratos because it just happens to be an elemental hero. But with my opinions, I understand that not everybody is going to agree, and that is absolutely fine. I understand that some people believe that due to the, I guess, the shadow that is being cast over Stratos because of Shadow Mist, Mass Change Second, and of course, most importantly, Dark Law, you believe that Stratos will not have the same impact or the same relevance as it did before it was banned in the TCG. I'm just saying that that is rather short-sighted. Even though it is one card that causes people to win and or lose the game. And when you have a card that does that, when there is no restriction, not really, and especially when you're playing a deck that takes advantage of it not having a restriction on how many times a turn this effect can activate, on top of it having 2 effects if you would like it, and because it's an elemental hero and a level 4 warrior, there are enough things that take advantage of the fact that Elemental Hero Stratos has these attributes. But hell, at the end of the day, if it don't get unbanned, or if it does get unbanned, whatever. It's not going to stop me from playing the game, and people probably going to say, I'm not going to play no more. You should have stopped playing a long time ago. Shut up. But ultimately, this is all my opinion. My opinion does not matter as yours and people complaining and people disagreeing with my opinion, but it is the beauty of having our own mind, the beauty of having our own thoughts and having a constructive conversation, respectfully disagreeing with other people's opinions. So on that note, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for watching and or listening. I appreciate it so very much, but then again, I give you some good material and something to think about. Before you go, I'd like to also ask you to click an advertisement because it is the quickest and the cheapest way to help anybody out. But I ask, so there you go. Me, I'm important because it literally takes seconds out your day and it takes no money out your pocket. If you want to support me, that's the way you do it. I don't think there's a whole lot to ask, and I appreciate it because you don't have to do it. But that little time that you spend, it means a whole lot.